afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Gammain Sports Ground this afternoon. It's a pretty good winter's afternoon. Bit of breeze across the ground coming from the southwest. Didn't really affect the earlier games. 2 wins to the Lions here earlier on. This afternoon we welcome the Griffith Swans. They've made the trip across from the Western Riverina. Once again, we've got Baz Leffler here on images and Tammy helping Baz in the back of the box. Everything's as it should be because last night Baz won another meat tray, so we live another week or two. Very good. Andrew, how are you going today?
Very good, thanks, Guy. It's great to be here on a great winter's day. Good conditions, ground's in good nick, and expecting a good contest here, although it's first place against last. The Lions with 10 wins and Griffith with only the 1 win so far. But the Lions will be looking to cement that spot on top of the ladder, continue on their winning way. But envisage a bit of competition from Griffith here. They weren't that great last week against Coolaman, so they'll be looking to come out today and have an improved performance. The Lions will be without captain coach Sam Martin today. He's resting. He picked up a slight knee injury against Leeton last week, and Nate Hamlin is unavailable. Seb Hamlin has come in to replace his brother, and Brad Matters comes back into the side after a couple of good weeks in the reserves for the Lions to take Sam Martin's spot. So it should be a good game to be a part of, and I'd just like to mention my co-commentator, been told by astute clubman that Guy's birthday is this week, so last week, so congratulations, Guy.
Yeah, clocked up another one, Andrew. Had my 64th birthday on Monday, and I was able to celebrate on Tuesday. I joined the Walk and Talk Farmers. I jumped on at Brushwood. We walked into Gammain with them, and I must say the Lions Football Club put on a spectacular night here on Tuesday night. They hosted those Walk and Talk Farmers with a lovely pumpkin soup and a beautiful barbecue dinner. So that was great. And the next morning, John Booth, myself, we walked out the Dulla Road with them, and then Mick Quinn took over for a while, and he did a stint on the Dulla Road. So that was a great thing that came through town this week, and they're culminating this afternoon. They arrive in Talimba this afternoon at 2:30. So those guys on that walk, they've done a fantastic job, and they'll have a great evening this evening at the Talimba Hotel, Andrew. So thank you very much for those wishes.
They're very good, Guy. No, it's a worthy cause, and it's a big effort by those gentlemen and ladies that travelled with them.
Yeah, no, they've had a terrific support crew. Now, the Swans have won the toss here. They're going to use the breeze. They're going to kick to the northern end. What breeze there is. You can pick it up on the... Baz has got the shot there of the flags, but won't have a big impact on it. But, yeah, Andrew talking about some outs for the Lions. Might level it up a little bit for the Swans, perhaps.
Yes, it could level it up a bit, although I think they finished their game last week with no bench, but we'll see how things go. We've got Jacob Olsen and Aaron Proctor into the side as well. They played last week, but they're new additions. As the ball's thrown up there, as a contest in the centre. Griffith win the first clearance through Sam Foley, kicks it forward into the path of Tom Quinn. Coming through is Seb Hamlin, but gathered by Brad Matters. He gets a handball back to Tom Quinn. Chips one short, but it's turned over. Picked up by Morrissey there. Kicks this long towards goals, and it's gone over the head, and it's the first goal to Griffith.
It's fooled them all, Andrew.
Good start for the Swans. I think they only kicked 2 goals last week, but they have the first one on the board here today.
So we're less than 40 seconds in, and the Swans are on the scoreboard, so they really appreciate that with 1 major.
So the Lions will have to click into gear here. Dan Foley in the ruck for the Lions. Wins the tap. Down to Matt Hamlin. He's trying to pick this one up. He's tackled there by Barter. Comes out to Dan Foley. Has time to send this one forward into the forward line, but sitting under it is Charlie Cunell there. He takes the mark, looks for Sam Foley. Turnover at centre forward. Gathered by Jake Family. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Ben Browning. Nayland and Foley in the ruck. Foley wins a tap down to Tom Anderson. And the umpire called for another ball up.
Yeah, we're fast approaching that pointy end of the season, Andrew, so the side will look to set themselves.
Nayland tries to clear that one there with brute strength, but it's turned over. Gathered by Jack Powell, sends this forward looking for Jack McKegg. Spoiled by Griffith there, coming through is Browning, but gathered by Shannon Butterfield. Gets a hand pass out to Matt Hamlin. He slips, sends a banana one forward, and it's just drifted to the right. It's the Lions with the first behind of the game.
Just a bit much break on that outside of the right foot. Idea was right.
Griffith bring this one in. Jackson Connolly flies to the mark. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Griffith. Get a handball back to Patel. He goes wide. Running out of defence is Rosengreen, but it's marked across half back there by Jack Sussay. Comes inside to the middle of the ground to Jack Powell. Hand pass to Zach Burhop. Gets one back to Tom Anderson. Back to Tom Quinn. He spills it. Regathers. Jack Sussay slips over and Griffith are running into a goal here. They're going for their second, but it's just drifted to the right. It's a behind.
Almost made the Lions pay there at the northern end of the ground.
Jack Sussay to bring this back in. Goes straight up the centre of the ground, finds Joe Foley at centre back. Comes to the broadcast side, but his kick misses a target. Tapped on by Colvin, on to Morrissey there, has a low pass and finds Robertson. Marks in front of Jack Sussay. Lions are asleep here. As Joel Foley comes from the ground, clutching that right thigh. Robertson kicks a low one, but it's through.
Wasn't pretty, but it was a goal, Andrew.
Griffith have their second.
Might be a bit more in that bruise than what we think, Andrew.
Yes, it's probably picked up more so this afternoon than it was this morning.
At this stage of the game, I think they're just a bit more switched on than the Lions. So
yes, the Lions look still asleep. They've got their ball tonight. They might be thinking about tonight, Guy.
Well, if this continues to quarter time, Sam Martin will wake them up.
He'll give them a good service. Germain clear it again out of the centre through Tom Anderson to Matt Hamlin. It's wide there. Race for the ball here by Jesse Lander. He gathers, breaks the tackle, dodges round one. Hand pass on to Jack McKegg. He'll send it to the forward line. Under this is Olsen, but the ball spills three. Gathered by Jack Powell. Hand pass over the top to Shannon Butterfield. And the Lions get their first goal through Shannon Butterfield.
That might be the wake-up one they're looking for. Five minutes gone now. The Lions 1-1-7. The Swans are 2-1-13. I'll have to get Tammy to adjust this score at quarter time. Can't get it to make 2-1-13. That's not a big problem at the moment. We'll adjust it at quarter time.
There's three other riverina games on this weekend. Coolaman against Turvey Park over at Mar Oval. Colin Gully travel to Leeton, and Narandra hosts Mangaplar as well. Umpire throws it up. Nayland taps that one down. Matt Hamlin tries to pick it up. It's a little toe kick as Barter tries to kick it off the ground. They come wide through Morrissey. Dodges back around, sends this one high to the goal square. Sitting under is Tom Quinn, but it's a good mark to Jack Sussay. in that last line of defence. He goes wide, but he's put it down the throat of Rosengreen. Lions' skills are just off here at the moment. They're not hitting targets as Rosengreen sends this back into the forward line. Sitting under is Dan Fowler, but it's gone over the back, and another good mark to Jack Sussay in that last line of defence. He looks to play on quickly. Comes inside to Zach Burhop. He has to dive to gather that one in. He goes wide again, looking for Tom Anderson. He's likewise diving for that ball and takes a mark in the back pocket. Chips a little one short. Finds Jackson Connolly on the half back. Finds Zach Burhop. He's held up there by Griffith. Elects to go back to Tom Quinn in the back pocket. They find an escape route on the far side now through Seb Hamlin. He hand passes across to Jack Sussay. Back to Seb Hamlin. He can swing on that left foot, looking for Sid White at centre half forward. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Lucas Hattie. Gets a hand pass over the top, looking for Jake Taylor. He gathers, can swing back inside and finds Shannon Butterfield at centre half forward. Chips a little short one. It's got high. Ball spilt there by Griffith, gathered by Matt Hamlin. He kicks one up and looks for Aaron Proctor, who takes a juggling mark, but he's about 45 metres from goal.
The breeze is coming across his right shoulder. He'll have to allow for that. Plus the distance could be an issue. I'm not sure, but he'll have to kick from every bit of 45. So he's going back for a deliberate shot. We're right behind him. Couldn't get a better position. He runs a bit wide, tries to buy the territory, doesn't make the distance. Swans off hands, off the pack. Dives on the ball. Swan still got it. It's a melee down there in the Lions forward line. Eventually are forced out of bounds. We've got sponsors there. Coolaman Butchery. They supply those beet trays that Baz keeps winning. He loves them.
And plenty of pressure there from the Lions to hold this one in. Foley and Nayland in the ruck. Nayland in front position. The ball on the ground there. No one can pick it up, and the umpire's going to call for another ball up. Number of players around the ball. Olsen, Nayland in the ruck. Olsen taps it down, coming through his Barter there, but he's taken high. He'll get awarded with a free kick. That last line of defence for the Griffith Swans. Lex to go wide, but cutting it off is Zach Burhop. Attempts to play on and slips over, and the umpire's called a 50 against young Patel for stepping across the mark. And this will march Zach Burhop to within 20 metres of goal. Doesn't get many goals, Zach Burhop, and he'll be wanting to put this one right through the middle.
Yeah, he'll be keen to get a goal stat for himself here. Kicking into the breeze, but not much worry. Goal umpire doesn't move. Everybody likes it. Goal of the Lions, southern end of the ground, into the breeze. Lions got their second. 2-1-13. Swans 2-1-13. 10 minutes gone now. First term. Yeah, we hit the depths of winter through the week, Andrew, which was it's not unexpected. That mid-July. But a reasonable afternoon today.
Yes, a little bit of patchy rain around through the week. Back to the centre of the ground. Foley and Nail into the ruck. Grabbed there by Browning out of the ruck. But the umpire's called for a ball up. Travascus slow to get to his feet. Foley and Nayland. Nayland taps that down to Barter. Gets a hand pass forward to no one in particular. He dives in on top of it. Gets one out wide to Morrison. He kicks this one high to centre, to the full forward line. Over the back is Seb Hamlin. Jack Sussay with front position, and it's out over the sidelines for another throw in.
Throw in out there in front of where Sean Harris sponsors. Harris Rural Contracting. And also on the left we've got Grain Corp with those storage facilities.
Tap down there by Dan Foley. Diving in on the ball is Burhop. Comes out to Griffith there. To Spencer. Kicks this one high. Spoiled by Jack Sussay. Gathered by Shannon Butterfield. And Josh Walsh is bundled through the behinds. The umpire's calling it back for a ball up. No score. Deep in the Griffith pocket. Foley in the ruck. And he's quite content to tap that one over the sideline for a throw in now. Same position. Up against young Alicio. Foley grabs that one out of the ruck. Pirtle on top of this one, and he's copped one high. And he'll take a shot on goal. Young Cooper Patel. Former Leeton Crows player. Comes in, kicks on its way. No mistake with that one, and Griffith has their third. Take the lead again.
Lions 2-1-13, Swans 3-1-19 here with 12 and a half minutes gone, first term. So good opener for the good first half of the first quarter for the Swans. Good to see.
Now they'd be very happy with their efforts so far, the Swans. Back to the centre of the ground. Foley and Nayland in the ruck. Foley taps that down, but taken there by Barter. The tussle with Matt Hamlin. Umpire call for a ball up. Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck, breaks free, sends this one forward, looking for Jack McKeag. He has the jump here, flies for it, the ball's on the ground, grabbed by Aaron Proctor, back to Matt Hamlin, on to Jake Taylor, has the dodge around Foley, has a banana shot on goal, and it's gone through for the Lions. They have a quick reply through Jake Taylor.
That I call him that opportunist forward, and he took the opportunity there. Once again, one of those kicks outside of the right foot. Snuck in for a goal, southern end of the ground.
Well, you're seeing that running ability of Matt Hamlin then from that centre bounce. He was inside the 50 in a matter of moments there to give that hand pass on to Jake Taylor.
Yeah, great second effort, Matt Hamlin.
Back to the centre. Foley and Nayland. Nayland, a big, strong character. I think he plays a bit of rugby league, but the ball's been turned over there by the Lions. Leeton kicked this one forward, coming through is Spencer. The ball's on the ground there. Race for the ball from Jackson Connolly, and he's been awarded with a free kick for a hold. Chips a little one short, but it's cut off there by Travascus for the Swans. Sends this into full forward there, looking for Robertson, but it's another good mark by Jack Sussay, being called to play on. His kick is smothered. He regathers, gets a hand pass away, coming out of defence there. Griffith regather through Barter, kicks this one forward, looking for Colvin, but it's a race to the boundary line there with Lucas Hattie. He picks it up, and he's held up there, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
Good pressure there from the Swans inside their 50. They're fighting to keep the ball inside their 50. Good sign for the Swans.
Yeah, the Lions, their kicking's just off at the moment. The kicking efficiency is not high. As Griffith win this one out of the ruck, they kick this one forward. Coming through is Tom Anderson. He gathers to Seb Hamlin. He can run this one out of fence. He's got Jake Taylor sprinting to the wing here in front of the sheds. He gathers, sends this forward, looking for Ulster, and he sits under this one up high as Kunal for that one, but gathered by Aaron Proctor. He's tripped as he gets his hand pass away. Onto Jackson Connolly. He's shoved off the ball. Smothered there by Jesse Lander. Jake Taylor traps that one. Back to Aaron Proctor. On to Jesse Lander. His hand pass doesn't hit its target. It's on the ground. And the umpire call for a ball up. Just a few skill areas there from the Lions. The ground's dried out considerably what it was this morning after that overnight shower. As Olsen taps that down to Taylor. On to Anderson. He tries to break around one. Gets his kick forward and finds Jack McKeag at half forward for the Lions. He looks to play on quickly. He's got Lucas Hattie all on his own in the middle of the ground. He takes a good, strong mark. at centre half forward. He'll go back and have a shot.
Yeah, eyes on it all the way.
With a copybook mark from Lucas Hattie there at centre half forward.
And then just a little push back. Andrew, you do have the comfort nowadays of knowing that if you're attacked from the front, it'll be a free kick, but you've still got to mark it.
Yes, yep. Kick's on its way, but it's going to drift to the left. It's through from behind. Cunard to bring it in for the Swans. He finds Ashcroft. Half-back flank for the Swans. He kicks this up, looking for Lisso. He's high, but it's a good mark to Jack McKegg.
Stood his ground.
Judged it well. Looks to go inside, but he's cut off. He has to step back. Tips one over the top. The umpire calls to play on. Gathered by Jake Fairman. Gets a hand pass on to Seb Hamlin. Back to Matt Hamlin. He can look for Jack McKegg, who's pushed inside that 50-metre mark for the Lions. He's 50 metres from goal. He's got power deep. He's got Jake Taylor on his own in the pocket. He can play on here, but he elects to go back and have a shot from the pocket.
So he's just a few metres in from the boundary line. The wind's across his right shoulder, so he'll have to allow for that. And I think the wind picks it up and it sweeps across the front of the goal to be out of bounds on the full on the left-hand side. Swans will kick it in front of the Riverina Hotel sign. Best counter meals in Wagga. Riverina Hotel.
Griffith to bring this one back in. Go high. It's gone as higher than it's gone long, and under it is Olsen, but he can't take the mark. Grabbed by Lucas Hattie. On to Seb Hamlin. He wriggles around on his left. Goes back out wide to Burhop. He chips one over the top and finds Tom Anderson. He's 60 metres from goal. Keeps this one low, looking for Aaron Proctor. Bounces off his chest. He regathers onto Lucas Hattie. Hand passes one over his head to Tom Anderson. Back to Jesse Lander. And he has a running shot on goal, and he slotted it through for the Lions.
Lions 4-2-26. Swans 3-1-19 now with 18 minutes gone in the first term. Yeah, the Swans, Andrew, the Swans put themselves under pressure. They had that kick from the air, from the back line there, and the player ran too close to the man on the mark, and it forced him to kick it so high, and they turned it over, and the Lions brought it back in.
That was from young Vasson, had that kick. We come back to the centre of the ground. Jacob Olsen's come into the centre square now, up against young Alicio. Olsen jumps high, taps it down to Jackson Conley, back to Seb Hamlin, chips one over the top, looking for Lucas Hattie. Coming through is Jake Fairman, quick hands to Jesse Lander, kicks this one forward, looking for Sid White. It's gone over his head. It's a race for the ball here. A little toe off with his left foot, and he's put it through for the Lions.
Yeah, soccer goal.
Little deft touch from Sid White.
Yeah, he didn't bother thumping it, trying to get it out on Waterview Street. He just toe poked it. That's all it needed. Lions 5-2-32, Swans 3-1-19, 20 minutes gone. Lions starting to establish themselves now. They've woken up, Andrew.
Yes, they've had the more inside 50 entries in this first quarter against the breeze.
Dan Foley back on the ground after a rotation.
Olsen taps that down to Jack Powell. On to Matt Hamlin. Here he gathers to Jackson Conley, breaks the tackle, kicks it forward. Sitting under this is Aaron Proctor, spoiled by Cunell. Racing through is Jesse Lander. Hand pass back to Matt Hamlin. A little chip over the top, looking for Lucas Hattie, and he's marked there on the half-forward flank for the Lions, and he'll go back and have a shot.
Making good position today, Lucas Hattie. He's going to have to kick into the breeze. It's within range, but he's kicking into the breeze, so you have to allow for the accuracy. I think the goal umpire stands still, so I think that tells us. Goal to Lucas Hattie, southern end of the ground, into the breeze. Perfect weighted kick.
The Lions finishing the quarter off well.
All of a sudden, a 20-point break to the Lions. Griffith need to peg a couple back before the siren. They did it early, they can do it again.
Back to the centre. Olsen down to Tom Anderson. The ball's turned over. Clearance out of the centre. Big long kick by Sam Foley. Contested attempt here from Robertson for Griffith and Sussay for the Lions, but gathered by Seb Hamlin. He's bundled into the fence there, and the umpire, it's gone over the sidelines, and it'll be a throw-in.
Once again, good pressure by the Swans. They've followed down. They're fighting to keep it inside their 50 and desperate to score a goal before quarter time.
Thrown in there, but it's going to be another throw-in. It's just umpires award a free kick to Matt Hamlin for a high tackle on Foley there. Ball, Sam. Hamlin kicks across the face of goal and finds Zach Burhop in that far back. He elects to come back to the centre. Goal square marked by Seb Hamlin. He elects to play on, kicks one low and short, finds Jack Sussay, hand pass wide to Zach Burhop. He's got Matt Hamlin there in front of the Griffith box. The diving mark to gather it in before the sideline. Elects to come back inside, finds Seb Hamlin. He started this game well. Was unavailable last week, but he's come back in good form so far. He goes wide and finds Dan Foley in front of the change rooms. Chips a little one short to Zach Burhop. The umpires deemed it to be far enough, and he's marked here on the wing in front of the change rooms. Been called to play on now. Chips one long and low and finds Jack McKeag. The Lions just working their way forward here. He's elected kick just high, looking for Dan Foley. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Griffith. They get a clearing kick out of defence there, but it's in dispute here. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield. Big bump on his Griffith opponent as Griffith player comes scooting through there. Morrison, that is, and kicks this one high, looking for Robertson. It's over the back of the pack there. Gathered by Seb Hamlin. Clears it out of defence. Gets a hand pass off Lucas Hattie. Brushes off one tackle. Back to Lucas Hattie. The Lions are going forward. Then they're going backwards. This one comes wide. It's a floater here. It's in dispute. Racing with the ball is Jackson Conley. Brad Mattis is there for support. And the umpire's going to call a ball up as the first quarter siren goes, Guy.
The siren beats them all. But all in all, not a bad start to the game here at the Gamone Sports Ground. Swans jumped out of the blocks early, and Lions had to have a bit of a wake-up few minutes. And then the Lions piled on the goals in the second part of the quarter. But some entertaining football on a lovely winter's afternoon. And that's all we can hope for the day to follow on like that.
Yeah, the Lions will be looking to improve their skills a little bit here. They've had the better of that second half of the first quarter, but they're looking to get back on track in this second quarter. And
yeah, once we get into that business part of the end of the season, Andrew, they won't be able to afford slumps like that against the top sides, but we've got a way to go yet. Although we're on the second last home game of the year, it's racing away quickly. So camera operators, technical people, commentators will have a drink, and then we'll bring you the second quarter here from the Gamone Sports Ground.
Coolaman Butchery, a great place to meet up. Yummy yum yum.
Amazing service and carefully sourced homewares and furniture. Fisher and Farmer.
So the messages have been delivered, the magnets have been shuffled, and we'll just give a shout out to one of the Lions' favourite sons, Michael Walsh, recovering from an operation. I reckon Michael will be tuned in today, Andrew, wouldn't he?
Sure he would be, Guy.
Mick does the ground manager today, always, and his cousin Denzo's standing in for them today as we get underway in the second term.
Dan Foley up against Nealon for the Swans. Dan Foley tries to gab it out of the ruck. The ball's on the ground there, and Jack Powell's wrapped them in a strong tackle. Game between Turvey Park and Coolaman, quarter time. It's Turvey Park 1-2-8 to Coolaman 1-3-9 as Dan Foley taps that one down, but cleared by the Swans out of defence. Zach Burhop tries to take a mark. It spills free. Gathered there by Tom Quinn. It spills free again. Gathered by Josh Walsh. Followed up by Nayland there. He barges through as ball sent forward by the Swans. Spoiled by Jack Sasse on to Seb Hamlin. He's coming out of defence. Kicks this one into the centre of the ground. Through the legs of Jackson Conley. Gathered by Jack McKegg. Tries to get a hair pass away. Gathered by Barter for the Swans. Sends this one back deep into the goals line. But a good mark by Jack Sasse. Good use of the body.
Having a good year.
Started this game well. He goes wide to Zach Burhop. He can give a little one over the top to Matt Hamlin. Running hard to that half-back flank. He's got it on the far side. He chips one forward looking for Sid White. Marks strongly. Regathers quickly and plays on. Sends this one to centre forward. Sitting under it is Jack Powell. And he takes a good mark. Good strong mark. He had Jacob Olsen streaming out from full forward. Powell's taken the mark and he'll go back and have a shot. 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Shouldn't be any problem for Powell.
Kicked 7 last week in the game against Leeton. 5, I think, the week before against Gully. Been in very good form, Jack Powell.
This will be wind assisted. Right foot, drop punt. Players like it before the goal umpire, and the goal umpire confirms goal. Northern end of the ground. Lions 7-2-44. Swans 3-1-19. Bang on 2 minutes. Second term.
Jack liked that one, previously having played for the Griffith Swans.
There's nothing like playing against a former club, Andrew, to stir the emotions.
Foley and Nayland the ruck. Tapped down by Nayland, gathered by Barter. Sends this one forward, but sitting under it is Seb Hamlin. Takes a good mark. Goes wide. Finds Zach Burhop. He can send this one long to Matt Hamlin, who spreaded from that ruck contest in the centre of the ground. Comes back inside. Finds Dan Foley. And pass on to Zach Burhop, streaming off half-back, sends this long into the forward line, looking for Powell. Superior strength, he holds his opponent, Bartella, out, and he'll take the mark and go back and have a shot on the opposite side to the last one. 45-degree angle, 30 out.
Everything's the same, he's just on this side of the ground, as Andrew called it. Will not be a problem with distance. Wind assisted, just have to allow for that a little bit. Baz has got the shot right behind him. What more could you want? A man that can kick a copybook drop punt as we follow him in. Right foot. Lovely. Goal. Northern end of the ground, Jack Powell. Lions 8-2-50. Swans 3-1-19.
Lions have started this quarter well. Having a lot of their forward movements coming off half-back, though. The Swans have been pretty good with those centre clearances. Just the Lions a bit superior across half-back as Dan Foley taps that down to the ground there, and it's gathered by Barter.
That half-back line for the Lions, Andrew, has been a bit of a stumbling block the whole year for the opposition teams.
Nayland taps that one to himself out of the ruck. Griffith kicked this one forward, gathered by Rosengreen. He gets one over the top to Robertson, back to Rosengreen. He can have a running shot and goal, but he's gone back to Sam Foley. Tries to dove around Seb Hamlin, gets another hair pass back to Rosengreen, and it's a good goal to Rosengreen there for the Swans.
Was a good goal. Good reply to the Swans inside a minute of the Lions scoring that last goal. Good team effort. kept the ball moving.
They were under pressure from the Lions, but they had good ball control.
Lions 8-2-50, Swans 4-1-25, and an entertaining game here at the Gammain Sports Ground. Might be top versus last, but it's not too bad yet.
Nayland's been a handful for Dan Foley in the ruck there. It's a good contest between these two combatants. Umpire throws it up. Nayland taps that down to Sam Foley. Gets a kick away on his left. Forward for the Swans. Coming through is Zach Burhop. He can't gather it in. The ball's on the ground there. Gathered by the Swans, and it'll be a ball up on the half forward flank there. Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck quickly onto his boot, gets it forward through the legs of McKegg and his Griffith teammate. Diving on the ball there is Travascus, and the umpire called for a ball up. Dan Foley taps that back, but gathered by Sam Foley for Griffith. Coming through as Brad Matters. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Brad Matters. He can go wide, chips one out to Tom Anderson. He's got plenty of room there to play on. Takes one bounce, takes two bounces. He's got pressure coming from behind, gets his kick away. Looking for Shannon Butterfield. The ball spills free. A hair pass on to Sid White. He chips a little one over the top, but it's spoiled through there by young Rosengreen. And it's a behind to the Lions.
Lions 8-3-51, Swans 4-1-25. Nearly 7 minutes gone now, second term.
Griffith bring it in through Vasson to the pocket. They elect to kick long and wide, looking for Nayland. Under it is Josh Walsh. Ball spills free, gathered by Travascus. Kicks one forward, but it's cut off by Josh Walsh on the wing. Comes inside, finds Jack Powell. Kicks this one high and forward, looking for Olsen coming out to meet this one. It's gone over the head of Olsen. Good pressure there by Jake Taylor on Vasson. Gathered by Griffith there. They're going backwards here. They kick wide and it's out on the full. And a free kick will go to Jake Taylor, I'd say. He's the closest Lions player to that one. And he'll have a shot on goal from that far pocket.
So he'll kick there in front of we've got the sponsors there, the Gammain Sports Club.
Tries a banana kick. And it's across the face of goal. Through from behind.
Didn't waste any time lining it up, Andrew, but...
yes, he was quick to get it on the boot.
Sponsors down there behind that end, the goals at that end, Alan Harris McDonald, Elders Wagga, John Bance. We appreciate your sponsorship.
Cunell brings this win. He kicks wide to the far side. Ball tapped down by Dan Foley, picked up by Shannon Butterfield. He comes inside to the centre of the ground, finds Zach Burhop. He wheels around on his right, looking for Matt Hamlin. Mark spoiled there by Cunell. It's gone over the sideline. Good pressure there from the Swans.
And sponsorship there from Michael McCormack, federal member for Riverina.
Olsen to take the ruck against Nayland. Ball's thrown high. Olsen taps it down, but it's picked up by Griffith. The clearing kick out of the fence. It's high to the centre of the ground. Sitting under this is Dan Foley and takes a juggling mark. Plays on quickly, looking for Powell. He's marked. Umpire's a bit of a query whether they touched it here, but umpire's awarded a mark to Powell, and he's going to have a shot on goal, 40 metres out, firstly straight in front.
Once again, he's got wind assistance, so that shouldn't be a problem. He's had his, as Andrew told you, he's got his kicking boots on in the last few games. As he comes in on that right foot, little skip. Lovely style of drop punt, but it's away to the left, one behind, northern end of the ground. Lions 8-5, 53. Swans 4-1-25 now with 10 minutes gone.
Cunell brings this in, finds Spears in that half-back flank. He plays on, hand pass over the top looking for Barter. Ball's on the ground and he's wrapped up in a tackle and taken over the boundary line by Jack Powell.
Throw in there in front of Regional Hydraulics, and that's Jason Hamlin with that business. And not the Lions' Jason Hamlin. There is another Jason Hamlin, believe it or not. They're both good blokes too.
Umpire throws it in. Dan Foley up against the smaller Rosengreen, but he gathers the ball from the ground. Kicked forward by Spencer, sitting under this Robertson, but it's a good, courageous mark by Brad Matters. On the wing here in front of the sheds. Chips a little one short to Burhop. Quick hands onto Tom Quinn. He sends his forward, but it's a floating kick into the pocket, gathered by Powell. Swings around on his right, has a snap at goal, but it's drifted to the left. Through for another behind.
Yeah, just overcorrected a little bit, I think. Lions 8-6, 54. Swans 4-1-25 with 11 minutes gone now.
Griffith bring this in. It's marked there by
Risky one.
Travascus. It was nearly turned over there, but he's taken the mark in front of Jake Taylor. Looks for Cunell, but miss kick there. It's picked up on the lines to Matt Hamlin to Jake Taylor. Tries to dodge around one, breaks the tackle, swings on his right, and it's through for a behind. Lions wasteful in this second term. It's about their sixth or fifth behind for the quarter. Barter to bring this in. Quarter time between Narangba and MCU. Eagles 17, MCU 3. Leeton, it's 14-13 in the game between Leeton and Collingully. As Griffith take this ball in the pocket. Pressure here by the Lions as they try to clear it out of defence. Ball spills free there, gathered by Burhop. Back inside looking for Sab Hamlin. He's bumped off the ball, picked up by Purtell. Griffith streaming out of defence, missed kick there into the arms of Jesse Lander. The ball spills free, coming through as Sab Hamlin. Gathered by Dan Foley to Butterfield, on to Jesse Lander. He kicks this one high into the forward line, sitting under it is Olsen. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Jackson Conley. Has a flying shot on goal. It's a behind.
The Lions are peppering the goals at the northern end, but not getting many goals. They're racking up their behinds.
As it's brought out from defence there, and it's come to the half-back flank, and it's over the sidelines.
So we've got a throw in there in front of the Beaumont Tile and Choices Flooring. They're the go-to people for your renovation materials.
Ball thrown in, Dan Foley in the ruck, hand pass to Powell, onto Shannon Butterfield, but his kick has gone wide and out on the full.
So the Swans will kick it in front of the Grain Corp sign, northern end of the ground, right side. Swans need to manufacture something here to get another couple of goals before half-time.
Griffith bring it in here, looking to the scoreboard side, up high as Dan Foley falls heavily, gathered by Shannon Butterfield, looks to come inside, finds Zach Burhop. Chips a little one short, finds Aaron Proctor in the centre of the ground. And finds Shannon Butterfield at half forward. Griffith get numbers back in defence. He's going to have to kick this one high, just pops it up looking for Powell. He flies high, but it's a free kick to the Swans there. They chip this one across goal, but it doesn't find its target, but Barter runs it out of defence. Hand pass to Foley, back to Barter. He's got to give it back to Foley here. They're pressured there on the line. Comes to Morrison, then on to Travascus, back to Barter. Kick forward and finds Morrissey. Looks to go inside on his left. Finds Rose and Green. He's hold it up here on the wing, looking for Robertson forward. He takes a good mark in front of Aaron Proctor there in front of the broadcaster box. He gets a hand pass inside, looking for Morrison. Back to Robertson. The Griffith stuff around here. The ball's on the ground. Pressure from the Lions. And they wrap this one up. And the umpire's going to ball it up.
Yeah, the good strong mark was undone by the play following.
Foley and Nealon in the ruck. Nealon taps that down. Gathered by Foley. He breaks the tackle. Hand passes over the top to Josh Walsh. Quick hands on to Matt Hamlin. On to Zach Burhop. Goes wide to Jesse Lander in the centre of the ground. He marks. It's a hand pass over the top to Zach Burhop. He's under pressure. Gets one back to Jesse Lander. The Lions get out of that one well. He kicks a long, high ball forward, and it's been a push in the back there to Jacob Olsen, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Yeah, I think that was there all the way. Also might have accentuated a little bit, but the push was there nevertheless. Nice long kick coming out of the centre there by Jesse Lander, Andrew. That cut a few Griffith players out. Also was one-on-one with his opponent.
Kicked the 5 goals last week, Jacob Olsen, in the game against Leeton. His first senior game for the year. Makes no doubt about that one.
Lions 9-8-62. Swans 4-1-25. Nearly 17 minutes gone now, second term. Lions with the win this quarter. It hasn't died down, it's persisted. Not sure what the Swans can do, Andrew. They've tried everything, but the Lions, back line's stumbling block.
Yes, there's Zach Burhop and Seb Hamlin cross half back there. They're impenetrable at the moment as Dan Foley taps that down to Matt Hamlin, but it's a clearance here from the Swans. They send this one forward and high. Under it is Colvin, but good work by Jack Sussay. He takes the mark. Been strong in the last line of defence there today. Next to go wide, looking for Shannon Butterfield in front of the broadcasting box. He takes the mark. Plays on quickly to Matt Hamlin on the wing. Sends this one forward. He's tackled as he kicks that one, but the umpire said it's fine. Olsen's high and it's over the back and out of bounds.
Borderline. Yeah, it was a late tackle on Matt Hamlin. Probably not malicious, but nevertheless, umpire said it wasn't warranted.
Ball thrown in. Umpire's been asked to throw it in again.
Umpire comes back into the play to give himself a bit of a hand.
Foley, Olsen taps that down to Jack Powell onto Aaron Proctor. Has a left foot snap at goal. I think the umpire likes it. It's a goal.
Proctor said, I'll show you how to kick a goal at the northern end of the ground.
On his non-preferred, he slots it through.
Lions 10-8-68. Swans 4-1-25. 90 minutes gone now, second term. Lions putting a gap in them now all of a sudden. Swans have just got to keep their head up. They can come out in the third quarter. They'll have the breeze. That might give them a bit of a lift. The problem will still be they're up against that Lions back line.
Foley and Alicio in the ruck. Foley taps that down there. Coming off the square is young Robertson for Griffith there, and the ball's held up by the Lions there. Comes out to Jesse Lander, on to Matt Hamlin. Breaks one tackle, turns one way, then the other. Sends this forward, looking for Jack McKeag. Puts it out in front of him. Too quick for his opponent. Runs around and has a shot on his left, and he's slotted it.
You can back
goal
him,
of the day.
You can back him in for them. He pinned the ears back, Andrew, when he got on that loose ball.
Yeah, he's too quick for Demanuel.
He
turned him on a dime.
Yeah, he did. He turned him on a dime. You're right. Exactly right. Lions 11.8, 74. Swans 4.1, 25. 20 minutes gone now. Once again, Lions out of the centre. He can't give Jack McKegg that latitude.
Foley against Alicio. Alicio taps it down, but it's gathered by Jack Powell. Back to Matt Hamlin. Chips a little one wide, looking for Zach Burhop. Continue to provide that run off the half-back line. He goes wide, takes one bounce, sends this long and low to full forward. Sitting under it is Sid White. It's gone through his hands. Aaron Proctor gathers. Has a quick kick forward on his left. Race for the ball here by Sam Tullow. He's overrun it. Grabbed by Jackson Connolly. Hand pass over the top to Sid White, but it's out over the sideline. It'll be a throw in. Jack McKegg in the ruck there against young Alicio. Flying through is Jake Fairman. Gives one to Zach Burhop. He swings around on his right. Sends this one forward there. Spoiled by Sam Foley. And Griffith are prepared to knock that one through for a behind. Vasson to bring this in. Kicks it high in front of the Griffith box. Jumping forward is Tom Quinn. He can't take the mark. Gathered by the Lions. Zach Burhop is tackled there. Gets his hand pass away. Picked up by Griffith there through. Looks like Barter, but he's wrapped up the tackle. The umpire will ball it up. Foley up against young Alicio. Foley taps that down. Marked there by Cunell. He tries to get his hand pass away, which he does. Coming through there is Browning. He can't pick it up, but he's been slung in the tackle, and he'll take a free kick there on the wing for the Swans. Next to go wide, finds Browning. That was Travaxis. Kick wide to Browning. He kicks his forward, finds Colvin. Been asked to play on, sends this one long and high, looking for his Griffith teammate, and he finds him unopposed there at centre forward.
Turned out to be a good kick, Andrew. He was waiting and waiting. He was waiting for something to present, and then all of a sudden it popped up, what he was looking for.
Spencer, the vice-captain's taken the mark, centre half forward.
Yeah, he made good position. You'll kick from 45 on that left foot. One behind. Deserve more. Lions 11.9, 75. Swans 4.2, 26 with 23 gone now.
Burhop plays on from fullback there. Takes three bounces. He's met Sodley as he gets rid of the ball, and it'll be a free kick to the Lions. Matt Hamlin to take it on the far wing there. Chips this one forward, finds Jake Fairman in the centre of the ground. He next to play on. Kicks this one high, looking for Sid White. He's come out and met that one strongly. Takes a good mark. He's going to have to kick this from 50 metres.
He too has the breeze at his back somewhat, so should be within range. Comes in, right foot, unloads from 52 to 3 metres, but offline to the right. Lions 11.10, 76. Swans 4.2, 26. Bit over 24 gone now. Longer quarter with the scoring, more scoring.
Cunell to bring it in for the Swans. He'll elect to go to that far wing, but he elects to come now up the centre of the ground. Looking for Travascus. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Jack McKegg to Jake Fairman to Matt Hamlin. He sends one forward there, and it's marked by Jackson Connolly. Puts this up to full forward. It's a chip kick high. Sitting under it is Lucas Hattie. The ball's on the ground there. Gapped by Sam Foley. Clearance out of defence there, but it's cut off by Josh Walsh. Going to send this one back into the forward line there for the Lions. Spoil there by Griffith on Sid White. It's gone wide. Gathered by Morrissey there. Rosengreen, he kicks out wide. Race for the ball by Zach Burhop. He gathers. Chips one forward to Dan Foley. Back to Matt Hamlin. Chips one off the outside of his boot. Finds Jackson Connolly in the pocket. He kicks a grubber one forward looking for Lucas Hattie, and he's wrapped up in a tackle in the pocket.
Swans appealing for a free kick there. They reckon Lucas Hattie didn't try hard enough when he got it.
And it's going to be a throw-in as that ball is smothered over the sidelines.
So repeat throw-in. We've got the Gammane Sports Club sponsors over there, plus Michael McCormack.
Ball thrown in and it's held up there on the half-forward flank for the Lions.
Siren beats everybody. Here to signal half-time here at the Gammane Sports Ground. So the Lions 11-10, 76. Swans 4-2, 26. So a 5-goal term for the Lions, plus a heap of behinds. 8 behinds, Andrew, I mark it for the Lions.
Yeah, I think you're, yeah, that's correct, Guy. Was a wasted quarter from the Lions in that regards.
So a bit of a let-off there for the Swans. If the Lions had been accurate, as I called, they were peppering the goals at the northern end. And limited opportunities for the Swans. They only added 1 goal for the term, 1 goal won. But they'll come out after half-time with the breeze, which might have picked up a little bit. So I don't know whether they'll take much comfort from that. They've still got to do battle, Andrew, with that Lions back line, which is on top.
Yes, certainly they're the difference. The Lions back line on top there. Zach Burhop, Seb Hamlin. It's just... yeah, there's been some good contributors there. Although there is some there's been a little bit quiet, some players.
Righto, we'll wind it up temporarily here at half-time. Andrew will probably go in the sheds and see what Sam Martin reckons. We look forward to bringing you the second half.
Gammane and District Sports Club, a place to celebrate and much, much more.
For all your AG, vet chemicals, fertilizer and bulk fuel, go to Logan and Hitchens.
Gammane Bakery and the famous Gammane pies. If you can bake it, we make it.
Great pub accommodation and icy cold beers. Gammane Hotel for good quality pub grub.
Players take their positions here for the start of the third term here at the Gammane Sports Ground. Wind still favouring the northern end of the ground. So the Swans will have the wind. They need to capitalise with a little bit of wind assistance this quarter.
Dan Foley in the ruck, up against Nayland. Nayland taps that one down to himself, gets a hand pass to Sam Foley. Kicks this one forward, but well cut off there by Josh Walsh.
Not the
in
entry,
defence.
not the result they wanted, Andrew, with that entry.
No. He comes wide, finds Jack Powell. In front of the Griffith box. Close game between Narandra and MCU, with the Eagles up by 2 points at half-time in a low-scoring game. 30-17 at Mar Oval between Coolaman and Turvey Park, as this ball is going to be thrown up on the wing in front of the Sheds. Dan Foley for the Lions, Nayland for the Swans. Comes into the hands of Barter. He kicks his forward, sitting under it is Tom Quinn, flying through his Morrison there. Snap around the corner by Colvin, but it's well spoiled there by Jack Susse, and he's punched that ball out over the sideline for a throw in. Dan Foley, Colvin the ruck for the Swans. Colvin taps that one forward into the path of Matt Hamlin. Coming out to meet it is Jack Susse. He puts it on the boot, goes forward, gathered by Seb Hamlin. He tries to dodge around one, but he's tackled by Barter, and he's been awarded with the free kick. He'll have a shot on goal.
This will be a good opportunity here for the Swans. The kick will be taken inside the 50. Baz is right behind it, so you'll have a great view of it. Wind assisted as well, so it just needs accuracy. Comes in on his right, gives it plenty of height, but it's away to the left. So a missed opportunity there for the Swans. Lions 11-10, 76. Swans 4-3, 27, with a bit over 2 minutes gone in third term.
Zach Burhop to bring it back into the Lions. He chips one short, finds Matt Hamlin. The half-back flank chips another one short, finds Tom Anderson. Wheels around and plays on quickly. Hand pass to Jack Powell. Back inside to Matt Hamlin, but it's numbers there for the Swans. Gathered by Spencer. Kicks this one forward. Tom Quinn spoils Morrissey over the sidelines. And it'll be a throw-in. Griffith applying the pressure in this first 5 minutes of this third term.
They need to apply it on the board now in the rest of the term with the wind at their back.
Dan Foley takes it out of the ruck. Tries to get a hand pass away. The ball's on the ground there. Coming through is Bartelli. Tries to get his kick away. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Seb Hamlin, and the umpire will ball it up. Ball thrown up. Dan Foley front position. Gathered by Colvin. Snaps one over his head. Excuse me. And that ball is punched through from behind. Comes out quickly to the path of Tom Quinn. Finds Butterfield on the wing. He's held up. Has to kick this one long, looking for Olsen. He uses the body well and takes a good mark. Superior strength and experience. He'll go back and have a shot at goal.
Yeah, also racking up that experience now, Andrew, in the latter stages of his career. He's telling the umpire where he thinks it should be. So we got a good view right behind this. Also has got to allow for the wind. The wind's across his right shoulder. And he's sprayed a little bit to the left, and it's come off hands for one behind at the Waterview Street end of the ground.
Griffith to bring it back in through Cunel, looking for Barter, but it found Spencer there. Quickly played on there to Travascus. He's looking for Morrissey on the wing. He marks in front of Sam Helen. Chips a little one over the top, looking for Travascus, who's run on. He marks in front of Seb Hamlin. Plays on quickly, but it's cut off by Josh Walsh. Takes a good mark. Free kick to Dan Foley.
Got to go back behind his mark.
270 games of football Jacob Olsen has played. As this one comes wide to Lucas Hattie, but his hand passes errant, and Jake Fairman wraps up his opponent around the legs in young Spears. Chips this one short. Cut off by Jackson Conley. The ball's on the ground there. Grabbed by Dan Foley. Back to Seb Hamlin. Back to Matt Hamlin. Back to Seb Hamlin. The old 1-2. Goes wide. Finds Jack Sussay across half back there for the lines. Chips a little one short to Brad Matters. He can come back inside for numbers, but elects to go down the wing there. Spoiled by Griffith. Regained here. Get one back inside to Purtell. Kicks this one forward there. Looking for Travascus, and it comes on to Spencer, and he's missed that one through for a behind. Ball comes wide as Josh Walsh is bundled over the sidelines. Be a throw in.
We'll have a throw in there in front of the Ag and Vet. They're sponsoring that area of the ground. Ag and Vet, Ganmain and Grong Grong.
Dan Foley in the ruck, taps it out the back to Jake Fairman. Gets a hand pass forward, looking for Lucas Hattie. And it's a free kick there to Spears for the Swans, and it's a 50-metre penalty here.
This will take him within range. Well within range, I might add. He'll only have to kick from 30. Almost dead in front, not quite. Got a good shot of it. Baz is right behind it. Umpire puts him on his trajectory of where he wants him. All he's got to do is get it through those big sticks. Exactly what he does. Goal to the Swans, northern end of the ground. So they've broken those behind shackles. Lions 11, 11.77, Swans 5, 5.35. 8 minutes gone now. Can they grab a couple more, Andrew, while they got the good assistance, the wind assistance?
Yeah, well, it's been all Swans in this first 9 minutes of this third term.
Yeah, well, they've had the Lions disease of the behinds, so if they can shake that off and put 3 or 4 on.
The Lions have been disappointing. It's Foley, Dan Foley in the ruck, up against Nayland. Dan Foley taps it forward, but Nayland grabs it out of the ruck. He's wrapped up by Aaron Proctor, gets his hand pass forward to Jake Fairman. Takes one bounce, streaming out of the centre there. Points forward, looking for Matt Hamlin, but it's marked by Cunell there in front. He wants to play on, and umpire's called a 50 there. Few mistakes here by the Lions creeping into the game. Sam Martin won't be happy as Cunell plays on and finds Travascus in front of the Griffith box.
Yeah,
reels around on his right.
They've given away 2 50s inside 2 minutes.
Looking for Colvin. Picked up by Jack Powell. His hand pass smothered. Picked up by Robertson. His ball spills free. Out to Barter. He tries to get a hand pass away. Taps this one forward. Coming through is Tom Quinn. He's gathered and he's tackled there by Browning, and it'll be a ball up. Half forward flank for Griffith. Colvin taps that one forward, grabbed it by Powell, and he's tackled immediately. Another throw up. Dan Foley taps this one back, grabbed by Griffith there, and a sling tackle, and it's against Tom Anderson on Browning, and he'll take the free kick.
He gets up, rubbing his head, so must have been a little bit of head contact there with the ground as well. No, I don't mind the umpires pinging those sling tackles.
Browning comes in, kick is on its way, but it's drifted to the left. It's almost marked there by Barter.
Oh, and there's Dan Foley didn't take kindly to that little bit of treatment.
A big tackle there by Morrissey. He took offence to being knocked over the sideline right in front of the Griffith, or the Ganmain reserve grade players there, but umpire's going to throw it in as central umpire settled it down. Ball's thrown in. Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck. Back to Shannon Butterfield. Back to Aaron Proctor. Gets a kick away on to Jackson Connolly. Ball's on the ground there. Coming through is Griffith. Purtell's got the ball. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire's called for a ball up. Forward flank.
Might have been Jack McKeag that was dumped, was it, Andrew? Or?
Yeah, or Seb Hamlin, but it was.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, he didn't have possession when he was sort of slung to the ground, but the ball's taken forward there, and.
Oh, that almost looked like a high tackle there, but no, umpire's letting it go now. A little bit of feeling has crept into it now. It's brought the second grade to life.
Dan Foley wins that out of the ruck. Darren Proctor gets his kick forward there. It's marked by Browning. Sends this one back high to the forward line. Sitting under this is Tom Quinn. Ball hits the deck and it's a shot on goal by Rosengreen, and it's another one to Griffith.
So a good quarter for the Swans here. The Lions 11-11-77, Swans 6-5-41 with 12 minutes gone now. Just adding a bit of respectability to the scoreline with plenty of time left in this third term with the wind assist. They could kick another 3 or 4 if they keep it up. Let's see what the Lions have got in response.
Dan Foley and nailing the ruck. Dan Foley taps it down to Matt Hamlin. Clearance out of the centre for the Lions. And the umpire's pulled up some free here against the Lions.
Talking to Matt Hamlin.
And the free kick will go to Barter. Goes into the centre of the ground, finds Spencer. Reels around on his left. Sends this forward looking for Colvin. It goes through the hands of Travascus. Coming out to meet it is Jack Sasse, gathered by Jake Fairman. He streams out of defence, goes off the outside of his boot, trapped by Barter. Back inside there to Browning. Hand pass back to Jackson Connolly. The ball's kicked forward here, looking for Jack Powell. The ball's on the ground, gathered by Jake Taylor. On to Jack McKeag, back to Jake Taylor. Ball's on the ground, he gathers it in. Swings around on his right and finds Aaron Proctor out from goal. He plays on quickly. And it's a free kick to Aaron Proctor in the back. Luckily for the Lions, it'll be brought back. And he'll have a shot on goal.
35 out from the southern goal. Waterview Street, end of the ground. You'll kick into what breeze there is, but that shouldn't worry him. It's all about accuracy, this kick. And he pulls it off, I'd suggest.
Looks good. Lions have got their first goal of the third term. It's been all Griffith this first 15 minutes.
So the Lions 12-11-83, the Swans 6-5-41 with 14 gone now. So both sides giving away some costly frees in this quarter.
Nayland wins the tap down there, but gathered by Dan Foley. Back to Matt Hamlin. He gets his hand pass way to Dan Foley. On to Seb Hamlin. His kick is smothered there by Rosengreen. Follows on, does Seb Hamlin. Gets a hand pass to Shannon Butterfield. He's tackled. And it'll be a free kick to Nayland. Just holding that knee after that tackle on Butterfield.
He slipped in the tackle, I think. Umpire stops play, so the umpire's deemed it serious. We're a long way from it, Andrew, but ACL, they're the most popular knee injuries, aren't they?
Yes, they seem to be a common occurrence. Hopefully for the young fella it's not that. He's in a bit of pain. The Lions were successful in the reserve grade here today, and also held on in quite a good game in the under-17s, 101 to 89.
Yeah, the Swans put the pressure on in the last 5 minutes in the 17s, Andrew, and then the Lions responded and steadied for a win.
As Jack Nayland comes to the ground, assisted off.
So that's, he didn't need the stretcher. He's in the arms of the runners, so that's possibly a good sign that he hasn't done too much damage, hopefully. He just did that extended knee in the tackle. You see it in the AFL nearly every week. You see it on the slow-mo. Play to restart.
So the free kick taken by Rosengreen. He goes wide there looking for Ashcroft. He tries to pick the ball up there, tackled there by the Lions in Matt Hamlin. Goes wide there to his teammate. Back to Rosengreen. He tries to break one tackle, gets his kick away, and it's over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in.
We'll have a throw-in out there in front of the Regal signs from Rick there from Coolerman, and another Coolerman business, Stephen Patterson, with his Bobcat business. We welcome their sponsorship.
Shallow throw in there. Olsen wins the tap down to Tom Anderson, gets his kick away. Ball's surged forward there by Leeton, but coming out to meet it is Jack Sussay taking a diving mark. He elects to switch play out to Zach Burhop on the half-back flank on the clubhouse side. He elects to switch again. A spilt mark there by Shannon Butterfield. He can hand pass on to Tom Quinn. He can look for Jacob Olsen. The ball goes through his hands. Picks it up. Gets a hand pass forward. Does Jake Taylor on to Shannon Butterfield to Tom Anderson. Gets his kick away. Looking for Dan Foley. It's cleared here by Tully for Griffith. It's high. Under this is Jacob Olsen. He marks in front of Aliso. Back to Jake Taylor. He goes wide to Lucas Hattie. He can set this up to full forward there. Under this is Dan Foley. Through his hands. Gathered by Jackson Conley. Ball spills free. Picked up by Spencer. Back to Tully. Back to Spencer. Swings around on his left. Clearance out of defence. He finds Travascus in front of Jesse Lander. Can play on quickly looking for Barter, but he's popped that up. A good strong mark from Barner. Played on quickly to Colonel. Kicks one low. Looking for Browning through his legs. Pressure there by Matters on Robertson. Back inside to Butterfield. On to Tom Anderson, the centre of the ground. He can dodge around one. Sends this forward looking for Dan Foley. It's a good pass and finds him at centre forward. Kicks another one low looking for Sid White, and he's marked 30 metres out straight in front.
Well, this
Bit
should
better ball control from the Lions.
Yeah, much better movement, and this should be bread and butter for Sid White at the southern end of the ground. He'll come in on that right foot.
Kick is on its way, and it's a good one to Sid White.
It was a goal from the time it left his boot.
That's his second.
The line's now 13-11-89. The Swans 6-5-41 with 20 minutes gone. The quarter will go a lot longer, of course. We had that time stop for the injury to the Griffith player. So the Swans would like to reply here now before three-quarter time.
Jacob Olsen the ruck against Alissi. Ball comes down to Aaron Proctor, onto Matt Hamlin. He kicks it forward, and it's a good mark by Jack McKegg. Plays on, looking for Dan Foley. He's marked in the pocket in front of Vasson of the Swans.
Strong lead from Dan Foley. Equally a nice little chip from Jack McKegg. Dan Foley only a few metres in from the boundary. Eastern side of the ground, comes in, gives it a bit of a poke, won't make the distance.
Held up there,
Ball
just
up.
on the line, is it?
Ball up in goal, no score. Yep. Griffith under pressure here.
Dan Foley in the ruck against Ashcroft. Tries to tap it into the path of his teammate. Vasson takes the ball, but it's out over the sidelines for another throw in.
We'll have a throw in there in front of the Rabobank guys. Umpire Oscar Hattie with a good throw in there.
As Matt Hamlin comes flying through and kicks this one high, and it's out on the full.
Swans will take a kick in front of the Coolaman Butchery sign. Also the Gammain Bowling Club down there.
Browning kicks across goal to Barter. Pressure there from the Lions. Umpire's called play on, now he's calling it back. We'll come back to Agnew there for Griffith. He hand passes to Barter. He's trapped on the boundary line there. He's been forced to go back across goal. It's long and low, looking for Rosengreen. Tries to get around Jack McKegg, but wrapped him up in a good tackle. And the umpire's deemed it to be a sling. And it'll go to young Rosengreen on that far side. He clears this one out of the fence. Ball goes high through the arms of players. Racing for this one is Verigo. He can't pick it up. And it's out over the boundary line on that far side.
Well, Griffith buying their own trouble there, Andrew, with that coming out of the back line, but they got out eventually. Don't know for how long. Umpire calling for a repeat throw in. We're right out there, eastern side of the ground, in front of the Coolaman Chaser bins.
Olsen in the ruck, tapped down to Jesse Lander, streaming off that wing, looking for Dan Foley, gone over the back there, gapped by Jake Taylor, and he's slotted it through for the Lions.
Yeah, another one of those little opportunist jobs over the back.
Lions have had 10 goal kickers today.
14-11-95, Swan 6-5-41, 24 gone. Yeah, they continue to share it round, Andrew. Swans need to use what time they get left in this quarter while they got the breeze.
Olsen taps that down to Powell. Dodges round one, then two, chips one forward, finds Tom Anderson. It's a hand pass on to Zach Burhop. He keeps this long and low, and Sid White's marked. 40 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle.
Well, having said what I just said, well, the Lions have denied them with slick movement of the ball out of the centre.
Kick's on its way. It's going to go right to the goal line, and it's a goal to Sid White. He's third. Lions finish the quarter off in better fashion than the first 15 minutes when it was all Griffith.
So at three-quarter time here, the Lions 15-11, 101. The Swans are 6-5, 41. Yeah, the Swans came out and started nicely in that third term, rattled the Lions a little bit. Then the Lions found their composure and they were able to bring it home in the second half of the third term. So we'll take a break and then we'll be back. We'll bring you the last quarter here. Afternoon's still pretty good. Bit of sun, but it'll cool off rapidly from now on. Still got that breeze up there, so the Lions will finish with the breeze. So Swans will have to be on their mettle to hold them.
Need some residential or commercial renovations and roofing? Call Matt at RJS Construction, Ganmain News Agency. Open 7 days. Lotto, newspapers, the list keeps going.
So we're back here with the start of the fourth quarter. Not a lot of enthusiasm, Andrew. It's hard to drum it up. Lions 15-11, 101. Swans 6-5, 41. Lions coming home with the win.
Bathed in sunshine for the start of this last quarter as Dan Foley taps that one down. Has a second go at it. It's out to Matt Hamlin. He tries to pick it up. Gathered there by Griffith, but Browning's wrapped up in a tackle and it'll be a ball up. Dan Foley grabs that out of the ruck. Hand passes into the path for Matt Hamlin. He streams downfield looking for Sid White. Spoiled there by Tully, and it's out over the sidelines. Be a throw in that far pocket.
Yeah, right in front of Michael McCormack's sign there.
Coolman at three-quarter time, 62 to Turvey Park, 44. Ball thrown in there. Olsen with front position, gathered by Griffith. Back to Sam Foley for Griffith. He dodges around Jack Powell, gets his kick away. It's picked up by Tom Anderson. He chips one wide. Regathered by Sam Foley. Back inside to Barter. Breaks one tackle, gets a hand pass away. It's on the ground there. Streaming through is Griffith. Look to bring it back into the centre of the ground. Marked there by Spencer. He goes wide here, looking for Rosengreen. He's got a path to goal from centre half forward. Spoiled there by Brad Matters on Morrissey as it comes back to Rosengreen, but it's fallen into the arms of Jack Sussay on the last line of defence. He goes wide, finds Burhop. He looks to come back inside to Tom Anderson. The Lions to look to go up the centre of the ground. It's marked by Jack Powell. He switches it wide to a running Matt Hamlin out there in front of the scoreboard. Sideline may beat him, but he gathers it before it does. Sends it forward looking for Jake Taylor. Spoiled by Griffith there. They try to get a kick away. Picked up by Jack McKeag. Sends one forward. Sitting under it is Olsen. He tries to take a one-ended mark and he's been held in the process and he'll get the free kick. Worries a lot of defenders, the big lad, with his size.
Well, this should be another one of those bread and butter ones, Andrew. I don't know how many times in the history of his career we've seen him in this position. Kick from a bit over 30, directly in front, northern end of the ground. Right foot, drop punt. I think he likes it. Players like it.
Second goal to Jacob Olsen.
What'd you say? He's up to 270 first-grade games, Andrew?
Oh, 270 games in total.
Oh, 270.
Across his career.
Right.
Yeah.
Can he target 300?
It's a couple of years away, isn't it? Well,
I guess at that stage of your career, you just take each season as it comes. Finish this one for a start this season, I mean.
Well, he's an added bonus to the Lions' push for a premiership this season to have a bloke like Jacob Olsen on hand as Dan Foley taps that down to Jack Powell. He gives the palm off. Hand pass back to Tom Anderson. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Jake Fairman. Kicks this one out wide to Matt Hamlin. Spreads like lightning from that centre contest, and he goes forward looking for Olsen. He slides into that one. It's grabbed by Burhop there. He's kicks forward there. Spoiled by Tom Quinn on his opponent. Spencer comes wide to Matt Hamlin. Back to Jackson Conley, on to Tommy Anderson. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Caught the ball.
Yeah, incorrect disposal.
Griffith looked to go wide. Looking for young Aliso. He can't mark. Gathered by Jackson Conley. Hand pass over the top to Lucas Hattie. Another one over the top to Tom Anderson. Now he's got time to have a shot on goal. He has a go, and he's missed it to the left. Yeah. Behind.
Across the face.
Cunard will bring it in for the Swans. Finds Vassam. It's a hand pass back to his teammate. Goes wide, looking for Demanuel, and it's over the sideline in front of the kiosk. Throw in. Dan Foley in the ruck. Taps it down into the path of Powell. Picked up by Spencer. Kicks this high. Looking for Demanuel, but good spoil by Seb Hamlin as it goes over the sidelines in front of the sheds. MCU only 8 points in front of Narandra. 40-32 at three-quarter time. A close one. Ball thrown in. Neva Ruckman can get their hands on it. The ball's on the ground there. Gapped by Jackson Conley. Gets a hand pass back. Goes through the arms of Sam Foley. Pressure there from Griffith. Tap forward by Jesse Lander into the path of Jack McKegg. Him and Tully wrestle for the ball. Pushed forward by Jesse Lander. And if he slots this, will be a terrific goal, and he does. Finding himself up on the wing today, and he's been a good contributor. Just perseverance there from that contest on the wing.
Yeah, really
Kept
good.
it in front of him.
Really good second effort, follow-up. The Lions 17-12, 1-14. Swans 6-5, 41 now with 6.5 gone in the final term. Second to last, home and away for the year. Lions host Turvey Park here in a fortnight's time.
Back to the centre. Ball thrown up. Dan Foley tries to grab it out of the ruck. Aaron Proctor gathers. Can't get his hand pass away, and the umpire called for a ball up. Dan Foley tapped down in the path of Jake Fairman. Gets his hand pass on to Jackson Conley. He kicks this one high. Coming out to meet it is Sid White. He can't gather it from his toes. The ball's on the ground there. Comes into the arm of Jesse Lander. Here's another shot on goal. It's just to the left. Another behind. Cunell to bring this in for the Swans. Comes wide. Finds Travascus in front of the Griffith box. Kicks this one high to the wing. Coming through is Josh Walsh. Almost takes the mark, and the ball's out over the sideline. You throw in.
Getting plenty of play on the commentary side of the ground for a change.
Lions only down to 2 on the bench. Joe Foley has had a shower after succumbing to that thigh injury. As the ball's cleared from the ruck contest to Jesse Lander to Matt Hamlin, and his pinpoint passes found Jack Powell 40 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle.
Still with a bit of a breeze at his back. So this is within range for Jack Powell. Making a name for himself here at the Lions with goal kicking. Comes in, right foot. Lovely delivery.
Beautiful kick for goal.
The goal umpire literally does not move, so you can't ask for better than that. Lions 18-13, 121. Swans 6-5, 41. So an 80-point lead to the Lions now. Obviously unassailable by any stretch of the imagination.
The game between Colin Gully and Leeton Witten. Gully have put the foot down at 97-16 at three-quarter time.
Best we can hope for here is the Swans to fight it out.
Dan Foley taps this one back, coming through as Butterfield. Ball's on the ground there. Matt Hamlin can't pick it up. Pressured from the Griffith players there, and the ball's bottled up. Umpire will ball it up. Dan Foley, front position, tapped down, picked up by Barters, but he's given Ganmain assistance, kicking the wrong way, and coming out to meet it is Jack Powell. He gathers, he's tackled, back to Butterfield here, passes back to Matt Hamlin. He sends this one long and high, looking for Olsen. Good use of the body and takes a mark over his much smaller opponent.
Too big, too tall, too experienced. And a well-weighted kick. The kick favoured the carry. Result also to kick from 15 out, dead in front, northern end of the ground. Right where you dream to be. And he converts two.
And that's Jacob Olsen's third goal.
The Lions are 19-13, 127. The Swans are 6-5, 41 with 11 minutes gone now. Griffith working the bench, all to no avail. We've got some input down there from the Lions reserve grade, Andrew.
Jovial about some incident down there between the little runner, our little runner, and Jacob Olsen. The ball's thrown up back in the centre of the ground as Dan Foley taps the ball down, but picked up by Purtell. For Griffith kicks this one out wide. Race for the ball from Zach Burhop, but Virgo for Griffith has regathered. Kicks this one backwards looking for Barters, but his tackle on Tom Anderson is high, and Tom Anderson will take the free kick. On the wing there for the Lions. He looks to send this forward, looking for Jack Powell in the pocket. He leaps high and takes a good mark.
Yes, strong grab.
Good, strong mark.
He clasped the ball. It looked like it could have gone through his hands, but he just clasped it. Wasn't going to let go then. .45-degree angle, right-hand side of the ground, northern end. Doesn't quite make the distance.
Ball's been kept in play. Clearance here by Griffith to Rosengreen. Pressured out of defence. Travascus has it in possession. Kicks wide to the wing, but Tom Quinn takes a good strong mark. Looks to send it back in. Kicks this high, looking for Olsen, running and leaping at this one, and my word, did that look good. He's leapt high and taken a good strong mark in front of his opponent. He'll go back and have a shot, lining up for his fourth.
I think he's declaring his hand to the selectors, Andrew.
He may well get to 300, Guy.
Once again, Baz is right behind it with the action. Kick from 35. Right foot. Drop punt. No, offline to the left. Lions now 19, 14, 128. Swans 6, 5, 41, 14 gone.
Ball comes out to Griffith there, Hugh Cunell. He goes wide, looking for Elisa. He marks there in front of Jesse Lander. Chips one forward, looking for his teammate in Demanuel, but Tom Quinn cuts at him.
That's about as far as Griffith have got the whole quarter, Andrew.
Yes, they haven't had many forward forays as Aaron Proctor takes this mark on half forward, looks for Jack Powell. It's gone through his hands. Pressure there from Tully, and umpire will call for a ball up. It's been wrapped up. Taps down from the ruck into the path of Tom Anderson. He has a flying shot at goal around the corner, but it's a behind.
The ground's still bathed in sunshine halfway through the last term here at the Den, which means that Tammy's got to work on the picture because the even though we love the sun, you have to work on it to make the image as best as possible.
Griffith bring this one in, looking to go wide there, but it's cut off by Jake Fairman. He comes inside looking for Jack McKeag, but he's found Matt Hamlin at centre half forward. He plays on quickly, chips a little one short and finds Jackson Connolly. 40 metres out from goal, straight in front.
Yeah, just getting a little bit too easy now for the Lions.
Kick is on its way. It looks... Distance is not a problem, but it's just to the left.
So inaccuracy is just softening the blow against the Swans here.
Cunell to bring it in. Ball's hit the deck there in front of Sam Foley. Tries to get his kick away. Good tackle by Jackson Connolly. Picked up by Dan Foley. Hand passes one forward. And Cunell is wrapped up in a tackle but gets his kick away. Jesse Lander tries to kick it forward. Smothered. Slipping over is Griffith there. The ball's on the ground. Hand pass out the back there. Jake Taylor comes through. Gathers it. Hand passes forward. Picked up by Griffith. The clearance here through... Travascus, he goes wide, looking for a Colvin. The ball bounces in front of him. Ducks under one tackle, gets a hand pass out to Virgo. Back to Morrissey, sends this one forward. Coming out to meet it is Jack Sussay. Yes, the ball in front of him. He's tackled and wrapped up. The umpire will call for a ball up. That far wing guy.
Yeah, well, the Swans just outnumbered out there. They had nothing to go on with, so a lot of their players are caught up the ground, trying to defend the Lions there at the northern end.
Ball thrown up, and it's out over the boundary line. Another throw in.
So we've got good sponsors out there, Cobra Apparel, and also, once again, the Coolman Chaser Bins, Jason Lindsell Electrical.
Coolman up by 20 points, 10 minutes into the final quarter at Mar Oval. Ball tapped down by Dan Foley into the path of Matt Hamlin. Hand pass to Jake Fairman. He can go wide looking for Tom Quinn. Kick has been off course. The ball's on the ground there. Picked up by Morrison, but he's grabbed in a good tackle there by Jesse Lander.
Swans just couldn't get clear there. That was the best opportunity they had if they could have got a clean possession there.
Umpire throws it up. Dan Foley, front position, grabs it out of the ruck. Gets a hand pass to Jackson Connolly, onto Seb Hamlin. Chips a little one over the top. It's going to land in no man's land. Coming out to meet it is Aaron Proctor. Cannons into Jake Fairman. Gafford by Jackson Connolly onto Seb Hamlin. His kick smothered and it's over the sideline.
We'll have a throw in there in front of the Commons Hendricks. Umpire says throw it in. There was some conjecture that it was out on the full, but it is a ball in.
Dan Foley, front position, taps that down. Tries to pick it up, coming through as young Rosengreen, gets a hand pass out to Ravascus. Griffith teammate slips over there in Browning, and it's bundled over the sideline again. Another throw in.
Repeat throw in right in front of the Swans coaching staff there on the boundary. They've had their work cut out today.
Lissy in front position, taps it down to Bartas, on to Morrison, back to Bartas, streaming out of the contest, kicks this one forward high, but judging it better is Josh Walsh, and he's gone back to take a mark. He can play on quickly, puts it out in front of Jack Sussay. He'll be looking for a kind bounce, which he does. Hand pass on to Matt Hamlin, who spread from that contest. He's out on that far wing, takes one bounce, has to regather, back to Brad Matters, back to Matt Hamlin, sends this forward into the forward line, and it's the tall timber of Jacob Olsen. Takes another mark, 10 metres out.
Andrew, that play for the Lions there through the midfield just looked like a play that we watched on Tuesday night as we were here having a barbecue with the walking men, the Lions. It just looked like a training drill there through the centre with Matt Hamlin. I know it wasn't, but they just knew what each other was on about, awareness, and the result end up down with also kicking for goal, northern end of the ground, which he doesn't let the players up the field down. He kicks a major.
That's his fourth for the game. The Lions have been dominant in this last term.
The Lions 20-16, 136. The Swans are 6-5-41 with 20 minutes gone now. 21 minutes gone. And the walk and talk group that was started from Walla Walla and finishing at Toowoomba, they'd be finished now. They'd be enjoying a few beers at the Toowoomba Hotel, I'd suggest, Andrew, and well deserved and well done to them.
Big effort. Back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley in the ruck against young Alessio. Ball thrown up. Alessio wins that, but gathered by Tom Anderson. He's wrapped high, comes out to Matt Hamlin, on to Jackson Conley. He's about a bit of the ball today, young Jackson, and he goes wide and finds Jesse Lander.
Yeah, well, Matt Hamlin's cutting them up in the last quarter too, Andrew. That's not uncommon.
If we had Premier data here, we could find out how many possessions Matt Hamlin has, as Zach Burhop has a running shot at goal, and he's slotted it through for the Lions.
He's showing the forwards how you do it.
That's his second goal for the game. I think Matt Hamlin had 52 possessions last game against Leeton.
The Lions 21-16, 142. Swans 6-5-41. So the game can't finish quick enough for the Swans. They haven't added to their three-quarter time score. So it's all the Lions.
Back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley and young Alessio in the ruck. Dan Foley taps it high. Coming through is Morrison. Can't grab it. Ball's on the ground. He regathers now. Morris sends this forward. It's high. Sitting under this is Colvin. In front position is Seb Hamlin. He regathers. Hand pass back to Jack Sussay, who's been very strong in defence. Goes wide and finds Jackson Conley on that wing. Hand passes over the top to Matt Hamlin. Another possession. Looks to come back inside to Conley. Back to Hamlin. Racking him up as he pleases. Back out to Conley. Keep him off at the moment. He goes forward. Jackson Conley looking for Olsen. It's over the top. Coming out to meet it is Vasson. He can't pick it up. It's gathered by Tom Anderson on to Jackson Conley, who's followed up. Chips a little short one looking for Sid White. And he tries to gather that one in, but it's hit the turf and he's been caught with the ball. Cunell elects to go across goal and finds Rosengreen. Plays on quickly. Looking for Demanuel, spoiled by Seb Hamlin. Regathers, gives a hand pass back to Tom Quinn, and the umpire's called it out of play. No. Umpire's going to have to ball it up here. So it's going to be a ball up. Dan Foley taps this one forward into the path of Browning, and he's tackled over the Travascus, that is. He's tackled over the sidelines.
Yeah, out of bounds this time. Throw in. We got Ag Invest Services there and Beaumont Tiles.
Ball's thrown in high. Dan Foley grabs it out of the ruck. Hand pass to Butterfield, on to Matt Hamlin. Goes wide, looking for Sid White, and he takes the mark at centre forward there. Juggling mark low to the ground. He'll go back and have a shot. Lining up for his fourth.
Yeah, Dan Foley domineering there in the last term, just grabbing the ball, handballing to his running teammates there, and the Lions are making most of that. Just too easy. He's just too good for them.
Sid White kicks on its way, and it's to the left.
Offline.
3-3 today for Sid White. As Griffith looked to bring this ball back into play late in this final term. To come to the clubhouse side, the ball's kicked high, and it's a good mark by Morrissey over the top of Jacob Olsen.
Swans running out of time to score in the final term.
Kicks it high to the wing. Under this is Robertson. And leaping high was Lucas Hattie, grabbed by Dan Foley. He's wrapped up in a tackle, breaks the tackle, kicks it forward. Finds Jackson Connolly onto Matt Hamlin. One over the top to Tom Anderson. He can have a running shot at goal. Kick is on its way, and it's there. Goal to Tom Anderson.
Andrew, Conley to Hamlin, Hamlin to Conley. It's been, you might as well have it on repeat.
Yes, it's been constant all day.
Throw in Tom Anderson to finish it off. The Lions are now 22-17, 149. Swans are 6-5, 41. So the Lions have added seven goals in the final term. They put a big gap on the Swans now. Swans just can't inflict anything on the Lions.
Back to the centre of the ground. Young Alicio wins that tap. Punches it forward for the Swans as Barter picks it up. He tries to palm off one tackle. Kick comes out to Rosengreen. Kicks this one forward, looking for Colvin. Boyle's punched there by Jack Sussay. Tapped back by Burhop onto Matt Hamlin. He's back in defence, supporting there. Josh Walsh goes wide to Tom Anderson. Gives a hand pass on to Brad Matters. Kicks one wide. Finds Matt Hamlin again. Racking up possessions in this last term. Goes wide and finds Sid White.
Never mind premium data, it's a premium quarter.
As that ball's kicked forward, marked by Jack McKegg, looking for Jack Powell, and just superior use of the body there. Keeps his opponent out of the contest and takes a chest mark. He'll go back and line up for his fourth goal for the game.
It's raining goals here at the Den in the final term. Another bread and butter shot from Jack Powell.
And he slotted it.
He did. He converted for me.
4 goals, 2 for the game for Jack Powell. Been in fine form the last few weeks.
23-17, 155. The Swans 6-5, 41 with 28 minutes gone.
The Lions will be pleased with their efforts in this last quarter. It's been a little bit of an up and down game for 3 quarters for the Lions. They finished this one off well.
Sam Martin came out from the dugout there and showed a bit of emotion with that conversion, that last bit of play, Andrew.
Dan Foley grabs that out of the ruck, tries to get a hand pass away onto Matt Hamlin. Chips a little one short, finds Tom Anderson. Can send another one long from the 50-metre line. He's going for goal as Powell's plucked it out of the air. It's either a goal or a mark.
I think the mark's going to stand.
As Jack Powell slots it through for his 5th. To finish this game off, the Lions have been dominant in the last term.
So the Lions, the final score here at the Den, the Lions are 24-17, 161. Swans are 6-5-41. So that's a 9-goal final term for the Lions in my book, Andrew. So they've really brought it home there. Didn't look too bad. Didn't look too bad for the Swans up until 3/4 time, but that was a disastrous final term for the Swans against them. Numerous good contributors for the Lions, Andrew. I don't know where you'd start. You could put them all in, I think.
Yeah, well, starting from the back line there, Zach Burhop and Seb Hamlin and Jack Sussay were very good. And then through the midfield, Matt Hamlin, Dan Foley in the ruck. And then up forward, Jackson Conley, Jack Powell had good games.
Yeah, well, Zach Burhop found himself, what did he finish with, 2 goals, Andrew?
Yeah.
It was that sort of a day. He was able to move up the ground and get himself a couple of goals.
So the Lions will have the bye next week and a chance to get over some of those injuries to Sam Martin and Joe Foley. And they'll play against Mangapla Sunday in 2 weeks out at Mangapla as they march towards finals.
So the Lions have got their ball at Madong tonight, so they can enjoy that, have a weekend off. And so that Turvey Park game must be 3 weeks away, Andrew, is it? I said 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3rd of August, I think it was.
Yeah, it's a home game here. That's the opening of our new change rooms, facilities there through Steph Cook. We'll be here on the day to open up those new rooms, so it'll be a big day for the club.
So we'll wind it up there with thank you once again for Baz Leffler and Tammy in the back of the box. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.